everybody, it's here. It's 7 o'clock on Friday, June 11th, and with a bunch of preparation together, we are live. This is the catalog launch party of the annual 2021 to 2022 catalog. Oh, it has been out for about a month, but that's given me an opportunity to play with some of the products and have some fun. So I have some things to share with you. So welcome. Please let me know that you're here by leaving a comment. I only wish my screen was bigger so that I could see more, but I will be watching the comments and doing my very best to keep up with responses. Feel free to jump in and help each other. There is a little delay, so when I start talking, I think it's probably about almost a 20-second delay. And then when I see your responses, I'll be responding back with that delay in mind. Hi, Vicki. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I've got the names of the people who registered ahead of time, and I'm putting your name in my draw bin. And then, hi Gloria. Oh, that's great. You can see me and hear me. That's awesome. It's always good if you can hear me. I know you can't see me. You can just see my beautiful hands, which wouldn't it be great if I'd spent some time to get a little manicure or something going? But alas, I have given up that since COVID hit. It's been the one thing I've given up and saved my money on. Hi Shay, how are you? So welcome. I'm going to add Shay. Anyone who um, signed up ahead of time, your names are going in for a second ballot at the end for the one door prize. So I've got those names ready to go when we get to that point. But everyone will have a chance to get in on the things that, oh, hey, Joni, get in on the other prizes. Well, let's hope that this works well for you and you can stay on and as long as you can. Hi, Brenda. I think I had done one for you because of signing up yesterday. So that was it. I kind of put out there if you signed up ahead of time, I would put your name in twice for the last draw. Lynn got you in. Awesome. So that's great. Thank you all for joining up. No need to enter me in the draws. I'm just here to check out the new. Well, no, everyone who's in the here on the live, you have to be here when I draw your name. So when you're in, you're in. If you win a prize and you leave, well, that's up to you. But hi, Fair. I've got your name going in. Glad you could pop in, even if you want to just listen along and at some point if you need to get up and move around or look after a kid, like you just go ahead, do what you need to do. I'm going to take a quick drink of water, but I'm going to record all of this and post it on my YouTube channel so that you'll be able to watch it again, especially for the demonstrations, the cards, because it may go a little bit quicker than people can do to keep up. So, you know, just want to make sure that I give everybody a chance to do that. So, awesome. Okay, I'm going to keep my eye on the comments as we go and add people in. Did I get Lynn in there? Because I just want to make sure. Whoop. Yep, this is Lynn. I think a Lynn was going to join too. Expecting her to. Let's see. Got you on the phone to bring you around with me. Oh, that makes me feel so good. The weather out there is turning. It's getting a little bit gray, so I feel bad for those people who got going and ready on the patio for their lovely first dinner outing. Goodness knows how long. But we'll hope that other people can join in too. And anyone else venture out to shop? I didn't today, but I've heard from some of my friends that have, hearing about lots of lineups. So, you know, a little bit scary out there. I'm just going to put these other names up here and add others as we go. Okay, so keeping my eye on the time. I think I'll just jump in with the housekeeping issues about how this goes. It seems really weird for my hands to be here and my voice to be coming out, but you not seeing me do anything. So what you want to have with you is your catalog, if you have it. I posted a link to the online PDF version. Hello, Alin. Welcome. I'll add your name into the draws. And so you want to have your catalog with you so we can walk through together and I'll point a number of things out. I've got some great samples with some from some of my friends that I have swapped with. And then we're just going to have so much fun. A couple of reminders. I've got hashtag launch party at the top of all the posts on this page. So that if you want to go back and search for them, you'll see them there. Not that I get that much traffic, but just in case things get a little out of line, I thought that would help. So you just go on my page, you go to the search bar within my page and type in hashtag launch party, and that will bring up the different posts related to this weekend's activities. Let's see. What else do you have with you? You need your card supplies list. If you're making the cards along with me, I did send this out ahead of time to those who pre-registered, and it tells you the supplies, measurements that you need to prepare, and the colors or inks or papers that I used in my sample. This is also going to be posted later tonight, so if you're making the cards afterwards, you'll have a copy of that. But you want to have that handy. Look at you using. I know. I've just got to start. Well, I do. I'm on Instagram a little bit, but I tell you, I've learned just so much in a year. It's been amazing. You're also going to want paper and pen for taking notes or sticky notes. Everyone who places an order will get a set of these. If you place the order this weekend before Sunday, these are tabs to go on your catalog. They're made by Stampin' Up. They're not the ones that I've handmade before, and they're in different languages. So there's one that says host and join, one that says artistic expression, love, thanks, and support, and just to help organize your catalog a little bit. So you'll get a set of these with your order. Um, and yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about ordering as we go along. You didn't get the post. Okay, well, everything is in the Creative Inkster Facebook page, and it has a hashtag, so you can search for that and find the posts there. This set of instructions was sent by email yesterday, Lynn, and I think I attached it to today's email as well. Alrighty, let's not have any more delay. Let's jump in. There's so much to go over. Prize Patrol, one more thing I wanted to mention, there'll be some random draws through the evening. You've got to be online to win, so when your name's called, you've got to put a comment. So remember to comment if you're watching so that I know to add you to the prize bucket. I'm not going to be able to do them all just sort of when I say it's Prize Patrol. I'm not going to have time to put everyone's name in. Okay, let's get in. So grab your catalog, it's time. So in recognition and excitement of Ontario moving to step one or phase one in the reopening plan, we're going to head out on our first outdoor patio dining location. I've set my catalog up that way, and the first place we are going is to the In Color Meadow Cafe. And that is on page 3 of the catalog, right here where the table of contents is. You can see our beautiful in colors all shown here with butterflies, my favorite. And there's the jewels, there's some ribbon, there's the gorgeous ribbon that comes in all 5 colors, some of the designer series paper. So you get a nice splash of it right there. If you've been reading Stampin' Up! Catalogs for years, you'll know the family pictures go here. That's Shelley and Sterling, her husband. They are the founders of Stampin' Up! And this is pictures of their 5 daughters and their families. And so that is something that we always have in our catalogs. It's kind of nice to see the kids grow up as we go along. So in the table of contents, each of the suites starts on a specific page, as you'll see here. Hi, Allison. Just checking up. I'm going to welcome you. Glad you could be here. If I miss you, be sure to let me know. Yeah, so you'll see the table of contents here, and the accessories and more page. I'm going to draw your attention to that later and where the indexes are. All right, so this is page 3. We're going to flip over, and on page 4 at the bottom, you'll see some icons that we put in the catalog. And I want to just sort of draw your attention to that. Anything with an N is a new product. So for example, if you flip over to page 11, where it says Beauty of Friendship, the stamp set there, there's a sort of a pink colored letter N. That means it is a new product in this catalog. The left next one over is reversibles. These are special photopolymer stamps where you can stamp on both sides and put those images together. Distinctive, where they have much more opacity in a single stamped image, and you just get a beautiful floral on this one. Beautiful image that comes out. So something to um, Jonathan. I know, Jonathan's really here. Um, yeah, so distinctive are some of my favorite stamps that I usually invest in. The clock is a quick and easy project, so if you're looking for something to do a bunch of cards of in multiples, that is an icon that will be by that product. And then English and French if you're looking for stamp sets in different languages. So here is the full spectrum of the colors that we offer. I just love how they did this with the tailored tags. You're going to see more about the tailored tags. And we're going to flip over to something that Stampin' Up! Is really well known for, and that's our color coordination. Pages 6 and 7 show how the inks, the ribbons, and the paper go together. The designer series paper and all the embellishments go together. You can look at a suite or look at a designer series paper and build what you want to create with based on that. So, and don't worry, we're not going to do every single page of the catalog. I just wanted to go some of the important housekeeping stuff's kind of in the beginning. Something new on page 8 is kits by Stampin' Up. You may have seen in the past that we had little kits with stamp sets, without stamp sets in our catalog. And this year we've taken them out. They're all available online in the web store. So my web store is thecreativeinkster.stampinup.net. If you get any emails from me or you go on my Facebook page, you'll see that's my store there, and I'm grateful that you've chosen to purchase with me. Um, and you can look at the kits because they're going to change. They're going to be available for a different time here and there. So they'll always be 10. They'll be similar to our paper pumpkin projects, but they're a fully inclusive kit, either with a stamp set or without, and they're very reasonable. So I encourage you to check that out. They're available starting now. And of course, you probably know about Paper Pumpkin, which is our monthly subscription project. Yeah, I think some people will really gravitate towards the kits for families, for events. You know, when you do have your family over, you know, when we can do that, it's perfect for keeping people busy that way. And then our Paper Pumpkin subscription, it's normally $33.90 with tax and shipping to your house. But if you buy it in a subscription format, you can save a wee bit of money. All right, now we're going to get into the good stuff. Beauty of the Earth. So this is um, the stamp set and bundle that I absolutely had to have first off. It has some gorgeous nature pieces. The paper is to die for. And here's my set here. And just wanted to mention that what I do with my dies, if they have a specific stamp set, is I keep them on these magnetic sheets. You get 2 for $1 at Dollarama. That's because I used to tape them in. And they have a little pouch. So if you have little ones, you can slide them in there, or pieces that you've already die cut that you want to keep together. Something that's also new with our photopolymer stamps is the liner, paper liner that goes around the box now has on the inside for photopolymer the images right there. So you'll take them off the sheet they come in and you'll know exactly where to place them. You remember with the red rubber, we knew exactly where they went because you could just slip them into the empty red rubber piece. This is such a cool idea. So there we go. That's Beauty of Friendship. And before we move on, I do want to share some cards. Here's one I made for a swap with my Silvers Supporting Silvers group. And that is showing a few of the products. This is the beautiful tree. and I cut it twice, once in Mary Merlot and once in cinnamon cider, and added a whole bunch of shimmer on it with my Wink of Stella, and cut it with the new borders. I'm going to show you those near the end. This was my other swap for the same group. We sort of did the thing where use the same stem set and make two different types of swaps. So here's something using the paper as well. And then I received this card in a swap from Mary Louise Hamill, who is a demonstrator I know from the Burlington area. And she's using the same stamp set and our in colors, but showing the new picture this dies, which has some holes in it, and just cuts right out rectangles, and then there's one that has circles on it. So there's a couple of samples there. I'm just going to tuck those over. And we're going to move on to um, the next page. I just wanted to show you a really quick stamp set that I bought because there was something about it that I just loved. I just loved the fish and all of that. And I made this card, for an event a couple of weeks ago. And this is some Versamark stamping on the back. This is embossing, but it's so cute with this seahorse that's a die cut. So this is a bundle as well. Look at the size of this fish. I mean, it's huge. So there's your card base. It's this beautiful fish. And then, so there's three dies in this, and the seahorse and this piece of coral. Now, wish we made adhesive that was half as good as what they hold the dies down with. This goes on here, and it's really hard, I find, and there's two little fish. I find it's a little hard to see the dies in the catalog, so that's why I wanted to kind of show a few of them to you. So there's that one. And we'll go over now to page 28. There's a number of the returning stamps, or the ones I don't have some samples of. And we're going to jump in and look at the second suite, which is Pansy Petals, page 28 and 29. I'm going to do a card tonight to show you how to use this. It's one of the ones in this card class. And it looks a bit daunting, I'll be honest with you, with all the number of dies that there are to work with. I borrowed this set from my friend Stacy, to whom I'm very grateful because mine hasn't arrived yet. And she made these great templates on you cut this and together they make that from the dies. So you're getting lots of two-tone, and she made some templates for herself on different shading, what colors she used for the pansies, how to put these together. Yeah, it was very helpful for me to show you how that works. So we're going to do a card with that in a little bit. Here's a couple of other cards made with the pansies that I received from other swaps. This one is from Ashley Pfeiffer, and it's a joyfold card is what it's called when it flips open like that. Just gorgeous detail. Pansies are your favorite. Oh, lovely. Hi, Rena. Welcome. You have a beautiful garden, Gloria. I mean, but they are gorgeous. They're one of our first ones in this year, right? Yeah, so many know. You do have a lot that's nautical, for sure. But mine was retired, and I was like, I have to have that. So yeah, so here's this one, and then with a very similar color scheme, this is a card featuring the the little bumblebee that comes with it, that was made by Kristen Hancock. She's in one of the swap groups I'm in. This is a really beautiful, simple layout that you could duplicate with anything. And again, same color schemes again. This one's by Dana Hancock. I think they're related, maybe. And it shows some other ways to do the pansies. So there's a couple of ideas. I'm sure that these will make an appearance on my blog as posts as time goes on. All right, our next one is Create with Friends on page 36. And do feel free to email me over the weekend with any questions about some of the stamp sets and products you see in the catalog if you have questions. So Create with Friends is one I had to get. It's just a single stamp set, $23, very, very reasonable. And the pansies is one of your favorite, Brenda. And I just love the big greetings on it. So I did a couple of cards recently with it. So you've got a big amazing and celebrate. These go great just straight on a label or a tag or right on your page. But then look at how many combinations you can have. You have happy day, what is it? Yeah, happy day, um, best friends forever. I did a card similar to that. So there's ways you can put this together. And it's a kind of a sleeper set, but I wanted you to know all about it. Here's a card that I did on one of my Facebook Lives, my Mystery Card Monday. This was the layout of products, and then I used the Celebrate with that. And that same night, I think I did this one as well, and I used the Welcome Greeting. This would be like a lovely card for one of my new team members. All right. What's up next? Next card, next page, we're going to, in this cafe, in this little patio trip we're doing tonight, is Sunny Sentiments on the bottom here. It's $27. I don't have the stamp set, but my dear, dear friend Tamara Bertram from Edmonton sent me this card in the swap, and it has a beautiful big happy hello to you greeting. She's colored some of our sequence to with some Stampin' Blends to add more to it, and this is the beautiful Simply Elegant Designer Series paper. So nice job, Tam. I just love it. And our next one is over the page on page 40. I'm going to keep track here. Yep, best chapter. So it seems I'm doing a lot of retirement cards. That's what's going on at work these days. So when I saw this, I thought this is going to be a perfect one for relax, eat, travel, indulge, read, and enjoy. That's super. I haven't used it yet. The best chapter of your life is about to begin. That can be used for so many reasons. And here's a card that I recently did called "You Are," that with the sentiment, "You are strong, brilliant, and beautiful." And it just takes some of my leftover scraps and a nice big greeting that I then used my uh, Stampin' Blends to color over and highlight it a wee bit, and just had to add a little embellishment on. So that one needs an inside, doesn't it? So that's one of the cards that I've gotten to on this lovely stamp set. Okay, we're going to take a little, oh no, one more thing before we go. Over on the right, the Bunches of Fun stamp set. You may have heard that it is not available. It has become available as of today. There was an issue with something on the stamp set. I think it's the words. And I found it finally. Where is it here? Unless you're a banana, I hope you feel special. I usually just send a text. Where is it? Here it is. On the greeting, I got you something for your birthday. It's spelled incorrectly. Some THIHG. So someone caught it after production and they've revamped the stamp set and it is now available. So if you got it ahead of time, you can return it. Stampin' Up! Is awesome about that. So there we go. That's Bunches of Fun. Okay, I'm going to tuck this aside. Whew, take a breath, have a quick drink. I'm not on a true patio, so I'm really just drinking water. And I'm going to get ready for my first card, because that's the next thing we're going to do, is we're going to do the first card in our set of 3. This is the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and it literally is this tiny, cute little machine. You can pick it up easily. The sides go down. Anything that's a die that's about 3 inches wide will slide through. We even have embossing folders that are specifically designed for this. You can use them all in the big one, but this is a way to use the small machine, which I'm now keeping on my table so that I can easily grasp it when I'm ready to do a project. So and I've pulled out some new plates. How you use this is plate number 1. This is the platform. This is what goes down on the base. You don't cut into it. I did. Oops. So you don't cut into it. And then you use 2 of plate number 2, and they're numbered. And you put your die and your paper in between. And that's all you need for this one. I'm going to show you. These are the ones I've been using for, I want to say this came out in January. I've forgotten exactly when I got the mini. And but I've been using the same set of plates since. And you know, they're not too warped. They're not doing too badly. But I wanted to get some fresh, clean ones out to show you the project tonight. All right, without further ado, here is our first card. And the image of the card is going to post um, on this Facebook page, so you can see all the samples. So this one features our pale papaya in color and the hand penned stamp set and dies. It's very pretty. It's very simple and has a matching paper. Now we haven't got to that part in the catalog yet. It's a little further along in the catalog. And then a little greeting I have down here. So let me show you how we're going to do this. Grab my supplies. I pre-cut my supplies as if you were coming to a class with me. And what I need is my card base. So I'm using pale papaya and I'm opening it this way. It can certainly go that way as well. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's going to go on like this. It measures 4 by 5 1/4. So I can go right ahead and glue that down. It's in the same suite as the stamp set. Here's the back side with the beautiful polka dots. On we go. And just a reminder, if you place a minimum $60 order, you will get the supplies for all 3 cards. You can either order online on the store by yourself, or you can send me your order and pick it up at my place in Guelph, either or. I need a piece of pale papaya for this die, and I need a piece of white for this die. And then I have my little label here and some ribbons. So to make life easier, I decided to use the adhesive sheets. These are in the adhesive section of the catalog. If you've never used them before, they're going to change your die cutting world. You get 12 sheets of 6 by 12, which will go a long way. I just cut a piece off that I need here. I'm going to cover my white entirely with it. And then when I die cut this white die out, it's going to have a sticky back to it. I don't have to put a whole bunch of little bits of glue everywhere. So let's start with the larger image first. So the pale papaya, isn't it lovely cutting into a brand new set of plates? This is the outline piece, so that's what's going to be in the pale papaya. And you just put these together like that. Now it does wiggle. It's a smaller die cutting machine, so it does wiggle a little bit on the table. And I apologize, my camera is on the same table, so it's going to have that little bit of wiggle to it as well. Okay, there we go. The first cut is the deepest. There we go. One fresh cut. All right, and then we're done with that, and we're done with that. Now we've got to put these pieces together. So there's the white, and how the adhesive sheets work is it's a piece of adhesive with 2 waxy pieces, one on either side. So you peel this off. Oops, peeled the wrong side. Yikes. Okay, rewind. Okay, we're going to do this again. It does have, it comes, when the sheets come, I should show you that. They are, each one has perforations. Kind of like labels that go on a printer. So, I peeled the wrong side off. Okay, so I want to peel off the side. Actually, I guess they're both, oh no, that's fine. This will work. All right, I'll take my sticky side down. I will stick it onto the white. And then I'll take my other piece and stick the sticky side down over here. Do you know, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the impact of that. Okay, we're going to see how it turns out. So, There's the white. This is the backing sheet. So on the basic white side is how I'm going to put my die because I want that part to show up. Okay, so there's the intricate die going on there. And we're going to run that through. I did the sample by using my glue, and I thought, well, I've got these nice new adhesive sheets now. That's what I should be using. Okay. So you're going to need some kind of a pokey tool. This is our take your pick tool. The pointed end is here, and it has a gummy end you can use to pick up embellishments and things with. We also have a die brush, which is well over by the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so I'm not heading over there to get that. I find if you just get it started, they come out like butter nowadays. They're nothing like the original dies that we've all used that don't poke out nicely. And and I'll just give it a quick poke here and there. If I'd used my die brush, it would have all come out nicely. You can even actually poke at it and it just comes out quite lovely. And so the good part of this is the time you would have spent trying to get glue on it and worrying about getting glue everywhere and having to use your craft mat and all of that is taken up by using the adhesive sheet. Taken away, I should say, by using the adhesive sheet. So I just want to get these little bits out of the way. There's a lot of little bits on this one. There we go. Those out of the way. Now we have our piece that's a sticker. So we just want to figure out how to line it up. I'm going to lay it right over top. And these adhesive sheets are quite inexpensive. So you just peel it off like a sticker. And it's in two pieces, right? Because that's how I put it down. So one piece will come off. That's just the backing. And then the other piece will come down and come off. There we go. There we go. We have a beautiful sticker. And you just want to line it up. It stays sticky for a good while, so that is good. And there we have it. I usually flip it over and then use my bone folder and it'll stay on quite nicely. So how quick was that? Way better than using all that little bits of your different glue pens, right? All right, back to the card. We've got this. Oh, we've got a little greeting to stamp. This paper I chose for this one doesn't really have an in color to work with, so I am using the garden green, which is the green in there. And the greeting is, where's the greeting from? I wrote that down. The little thanks greeting is from the hand penned petals. Here we go. It's a photopolymer, so it likes to stick. That's anything is possible. Well, let's just go with that. It'll fit, so that's perfect. I feel like I put the little stamp. Now, when you have your photopolymers, an easy way to get them on so that you don't end up with bubbles is to lay them on your paper or your workstation like that, and then place your block on top to pick it up. And add the ink. And the magic, as we all know, is to hold for 3 to 5 seconds and pick it up. Got my cleaner off camera here. This is my Stampin' Simply Chamois. Stampin' Chamois. It used to be purple. It no longer is. And there we go. I will close my ink pad and get this on. So I'm going to put on the back of this, I want to put some glue dots. Actually, I think I'll just use my snail. And I'm going to just line up a couple of pieces of this corresponding pale papaya ribbon. Just like that. So cut two pieces. Notice there's not a lot of measuring happening. That's okay. Anybody else have their neighbors out doing a lot of gardening? And, well, not so much gardening, but lawn cutting? Oh my goodness. I think my neighbors cut their lawn every other day. It's kind of noisy. All right, so it does have a right and a wrong side on this beautiful ribbon. It's a little shinier on one side than the other. But honestly, who's really going to notice? There we go. So put two strips there. I can trim it to be the way I'd like. No, I want to trim it this way. There we go. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals, stick them on the back. So the key is putting some of the adhesive to hold the ribbon in place, and then put your dimensionals on top. It's not always easy for the dimensionals to stick to the ribbon. They're a bit more of a paper to paper kind of thing. I think I'll put another one just here to hold it in place. So what do you think? I'd love your comments on this card. What you think? It goes this way. I think it's a really easy one. It would be so pretty for thank you, thinking of you, whatever sentiment you have, and whatever size greeting you want to put on it, or no greeting at all. I could also see putting a strip greeting through the middle there. And then the other thing I have for this card is our In Color Gems. So that's the new 2021-2023, which is a mouthful to say, In Color Gems. And this is how I am storing my gems and jewels now. These are the sleeves that the dies come in. Thanks, Lynn. And I'm now putting them in these packages because I have so many. And then I'm using my label maker just to put that at the top. And this works out great for me. Okay, so I'm going to grab, so these colors are the In Colors, and they match. This is the pale papaya color here. I'm just going to put 3 of these lovely little dots on the biggest flowers. Et voila! We have this card done. How simple. So I hope you'll try it at home and give it a whirl and let me know what you think. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. And now I'm just checking to make sure that everyone's in the draw. Thank you, Lynn. I know it is beautiful to work with, and we get so many sometimes we just don't get playing with them like we should. All right, it's time for a prize patrol. The first prize that I'm drawing for is a set of genial gems. So they're very much like the In Color ones. These are pale papaya and soft succulent, 2 of our new In Colors. And in this pack you receive 100 jewels, and they're self-sticking. So we have everybody's name in here. If you signed up early, your name's going in at the end for the double draw. Okay, and the winner is Brenda. There you go. I'm going to tape this right here with a glue dot so that I remember. And are you there, Brenda? I need to hear that you're there. Are you watching? We want you to take this home. Well, kind of take it home. I'll send it to you. I'll just give you a second to answer on that. It's kind of like the radio station. You have so long to phone in. Okay, get that out of the way. And while we're waiting for Brenda to acknowledge, there she is. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Myrna. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. They are mint macaron and pale papaya. Thank you, curbside pickup. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you letting me know. And now that you're here, we can put your name in too. I'm sorry if I missed you above up above. So appreciative for that. All right, let's get back to our catalogs. Here we go. And we're going on to our next destination in this patio party. Ontario is opening up thing. Notice we're not out on the patio tonight, but that's okay. Our next stop is the In the Wild Safari Cafe. This is page 44 and 45. Now, when I go to pick out, oh my God, this is color, yes. When I go to pick out a stamp set, the first thing I'm drawn to, I don't know about you, but the first thing I'm drawn to is something that's very different than something else I already have. And I gotta say, In the Wild fits that bill. So the Wildcats is the stamp set. Some nice greetings. I just love "You are fierce." To me, that's perfect. Sorry, the reflection on there. And then the dies, which, as I mentioned earlier, don't show off too well. The dies can be used in a couple of different ways. Here's the large walking cat. He fits just over that. And this gives me a moment to let you know something that you may or may not be aware of. Unless otherwise indicated, our stamps as demonstrated in the catalog are the actual size. Um, yeah, I get you, Lynn, hiding out. Um, and so that is really helpful when you're trying to choose something. So this one cuts that one, and there's a die for the sitting cat as well. Okay, and how you'll know what items are covered by the different dies is they're in a little bit, it's kind of a grayish color, and that will indicate that we have a die for them. So there's a number of other ones right here as well for some of the other pieces. But the cats also cut out, I haven't tried some of the other pieces. I suspect this one does too, and this one does too. But on the paper, these cut out the cats printed on the paper. How cool is that? You just cut around, so you could get, you could hand cut the line down one, but this guy that's going that way, you could put the die right on top of him, just cut around him and run him through your die cutting machine. So perfect. So here's a couple of cards that I've made or have received. I think it's a have made on this one. Okay. I do a tutorial every month for my team. Oh, I should show you. I think that's this one. I do a tutorial every month for my team, and I use this stamp set and bundle this month for June. And I had learned how to do this lovely sunset from my friend Glenda Mollett, and adding some black elements to make it look like it's in the shaded or the darkness part. And so I incorporated that here. So here he is, just cut out with black. How easy. Similar idea here, but with the rolling marble technique that my friend Lisa Henderson taught a few weeks ago at an event I was at. And you are fierce. Here's one I made for my team tutorial. I used the border dies, basic borders dies, cut that out, and then the piece I cut out I just glued into the inside of the card. And then this was a not one sheet wonder, make mystery card Monday, where I did strips and wove them, and that's what I did with the paper on this from this set. So I just love this one. Really, I've totally gotten into it. So that's that. I'm just checking over here. I was on the fence about this set, but now I think I have to add it to my order. Is that the Wildcats, Myrna? Yeah, it's if it is, you know, I just found it really amazing. I love this idea of using a photopolymer stamp and just stamping hello down in different colors or in different iterations. So many different ways you can do that, and these are great layouts. If you don't have this set, go to your catalog and use these layouts for other stuff. Yeah. No, exactly, Ellen. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and sometimes the colors, for some reason, I'm drawn to Cajun Craze. Not sure why. All right, let's go one more page over. Page 47 is the hats off uh, set. Now, this is similar to that baseball paper pumpkin we had in May. This didn't appeal to me either, but I got a really nice card, and it's different. It's really different from my friend Desiree in BC. Desiree Spence, she's a demonstrator, and here's what she did with it. Completely what you wouldn't expect from the page. So she used this paper is from a paper pack we have in the host set, and it's Blushing Bride, and then she has stamped this on some silver foil. There's just a lot going on here. The stitched with whimsy dies, and that you are fierce greetings. So you can do a lot with one stamp set with pulling in other products, which is what I wanted to show you about this one. So she's using Hats Off and Wild Cats, Hat Builder dies, Stitch with Whimsy dies, just all kinds of things. So thank you, Desiree, for that one. I just think this is really a cool card. Okay, our next one is another page over, page 49, Bamboo Beauty. This card didn't speak to me at all. I think the greetings are lovely, but just for some reason, the font or that, it just didn't speak to me. It's one of our distinctive ones, I believe. Oh, it's not, but it certainly looks like it with the bamboo. Lots of greetings though, and this is what my friend and downline Barb Kajuba did with it. So here's the bamboo in green. It comes with the two stems. Then she used the Simply Elegant paper and then some strips of other paper and then the greeting in between the paper. I thought that was a cool idea. It's a really different idea. So thank you to Barb for sharing this card with us in a swap. All right. Yeah, the hat's cute, right? Yeah. So we're going to go over a couple of pages. I do have some cards, but I didn't have them out to show you for inspired thoughts, but I have used these greetings here because they have quite a nice variety for $26 and 11 stamps. You've got a Christmas one, you've got sort of more of a sympathy thinking of you, a hello, thank you, congrats. There's just a lot that you can do with this, and these dies are phenomenal. So you'll be seeing those on my blog for sure. Next up, we have page 56, and it's the turtles, turtle friends. Okay, so this was also on my gotta have list. You are turtly loved. Just so cute. And then everyone needs a happy belated birthday. Sorry I was slow because let's face it, we all miss the mark sometimes. So here is mine, and this is a bundle. I put little blue dots on my punch bundles, but the bundle's $41.25. What a deal that is. You get this turtle punch, which is over there, but I think you can see the turtle quite well in here. And I'm going to show you a couple cards that I've done because I have played with this one a fair bit. I'm just going to pop those over like that. Okay, so this was a Mystery Card Monday card with some old olive and three little turtles on there for a happy birthday. So cute. This one I did showing how to do a technique we're going to do on one of our cards tonight, the last card. And this is the turtle in both directions. So you'll have to watch one of my Technique Tuesdays to see how you do a reverse stamping with a Stamparatus and a silicone craft sheet. That one you'll have to see on a Technique Tuesday, but so adorable. Lots of green, I think, with this one. I did a class on it where we included the bundle. That was just recently. So keep that one in mind. Yeah, it's so great, right? There's so much you can do with that. Over here, and I should also point out, even if you don't want the punch, which I realize only works with the large turtle, for $22 to get a 17 stamp set of 17 images slash greetings, you can't beat it. Okay, this card over here is Stellar Birthday is the stamp set. I don't have this one, but I got this card from my friend Lisa Henderson, who's down in the Kingston area. And this is a fun fold card where you slide this part up and then open it up like a gatefold. So there's a little bit more of a gap here than a traditional gatefold, and that's because you want this to fit in here, the two sides. So sometimes getting it back together is a little challenging. You just got to push the two pieces together like that and slide it back down. But even if you don't pull it off, you can pop it open a bit and it does stand up. It was standing up last night. Okay, and so there's a cute child's birthday card, and just a really lovely stamp set. This paper is achieved by doing the bubble technique, which is just using some dishwashing soap and a straw and water and blowing the bubbles and touching your paper on it. So that'll be a Technique Tuesday that I'm going to have to share as well. So thank you, Lisa. Next page over is going to be page 60. You're a peach. I wish my friend Jane could have made it tonight because she and I were chatting about this, and this was on her favorite wish list, and it wasn't even on my radar. And she sent us this card in a card swap showing off the paper so nicely. This is some new vellum in stock in color card that we have as well, and it's just so beautiful. So thank you, Jane, for that one. Here are a couple of other examples. This is from my friend Glenda, and this is a different kind of a card opening. So you actually, sorry, I just have to actually slide it out. There, wait a minute. What am I doing? It's glued. It's glued in. There it is. Oh, there it is. I took my hands on the white. And you pull this piece out. So it's quite a big piece of card that you're going to do, and then you're going to slide your greeting out. This would be awesome for a little gift card inside or a little money inside. So lovely, lovely done card. Glenda, thank you. And at a recent event, my friend Elizabeth Green from Brampton showed us how to do this card. This features a couple of things. These are the Give It a Whirl dies, and they're back a few pages. You'll be seeing more of this coming, but basically you have a little twirly card, and you can choose the greeting that you want to have put in there. Remember those cards we used to get as kids that would have numbers on them? So you can play with that. But what she also showed us was this is a scratch and sniff card. So I'm going to have to work on this technique myself. But basically she heat embossed, and when you scratch it and smell it, this one smells like a peach. And how did she achieve that? It was with some peach jello, just the no-name brand from Food Basics, I think it was. So I'm going to work on a strawberry card with some strawberry jello and do the same kind of thing. Lots and lots of layers I can always expect from a card from Elizabeth. So there we go. Some peachy cards for you to look at. And ooh and ah over. All right, page 63. If you like big greetings, here is one. This card has so much going on. Again, a Desiree Spence card from out west. She did the front of this with our new masks, which are over in the coloring tools section, and just using blending brushes, I believe it was. Blending brushes to add it on. You could use a sponge or a sponge dauber, and just right on the card base. This paper's from the host set. This is a die that we've had for a little while that came with the poppies, and there's that lovely big greeting. So if you've got bits and pieces and scraps left over and like to do techniques like this, and you're just looking for a greeting, this is perfect. Birthday, hello, friend, thanks, you know, a bunch of things you can do with that. I like this card. It's totally different. Not my style, definitely Desiree's. As soon as I opened it, I didn't have to look at the return address. I knew who it was from. Okay, next up is page 67. Party Puffins. Can we talk about how cute these guys are? They're so stinking cute. And the stamp set is 27 bucks for 11 cling stamps. So cute, so super cute for birthdays. Here's a couple cards that I got in swaps. This one from Lisa Henderson. A really easy layout. You just cut your opening out. Actually, I usually make this opening and this bottom part the same size for cutting, and then I just mat those pieces and put something to hold them together. Stands up just like that. Here's a card I made at one of my, actually this past week, I think, um, Mr. Card Monday, using triplets. And so the same like the turtles I did recently, this is the puffins having a little dance on a Make-A-Wish. And this one I received from Rosemary Coleman in outside Calgary, or in Calgary. And this kind of features another thing with the puffins. We use the same one. That's so cute, right? These are the contour dies. They're stitched and, oh, excuse me. These are the stitched so sweetly dies. I apologize. There's another card I have to show you with that. You're right. We do need dies for the puffins. Yeah, definitely. Because it was quite a bit of work to cut those out, to be honest. I mean, they're so cute, but I wouldn't want to make 50 of them. So hopefully we should put that in the Stampin' Up! Sandbox where we ask questions for things we want. Okay, so there's our party puffins. Again, I borrowed that stamp set from Stacy because I don't have mine just yet. Next over the page, we're going to get a bunch of these all at once, is the Simply Elegant. Now, I believe, oh, I should back up. Wait a second. Hold on. Backing up. Like the Give It a Whirl dies back a page, this could have been easily missed. Here is something called the Picture This Dies. And the idea here is I've cut in this one, I've cut the designer series paper out with the die in this layer, and I get these 6 circles. And you can tilt it a little bit to have the circles wherever you want. Then I cut a yellow or so saffron out and filled in the circles with that and flipped the DSP over so you can mix and match. So what I've got left from doing a bunch of cards with this die and mixing and matching is a bunch of leftover bits that I'm going to put together. But this is how I put the die on here, like this. I could put it like that. I could put it like this. Lots of different ways. And these little circles that get cut out are also stitched. It's a very unique idea. One of the first cards I showed you earlier tonight was with this one, with the rectangles. So same idea. And then I did this one as well with the circles and an older stamp set for fall. I love this. This is fun. This is so fun. It's a nice die to do something real different with. And this is, the die is $46 for the 2. And I think that I'm going to get lots of use out of it. All right. Simply Elegant on page 68 and 69. This was a hot seller in the beginning of the pre-order for demonstrators. Gorgeous stamp set with this beautiful large image that is so has so much texture to it, and you've got a lovely border and lots of greetings, and it goes with a punch. It is a punch bundle. Here's a great card, this one from Emily Poncelet in Quebec, who showed how to show off the ink colors and how that punch looks. Very different. Yeah, I agree, right? It's a pretty amazing die back there. And then she has her greeting. I have some cards in French now, which is awesome. And then here's that gorgeous image up here. And Stacy on my team, Stacy Stark, she did this one by cutting a little triangle out of this part and then putting that image here and matching it up with the hand-penned designer series paper and 2 of the tags. Another nice way to do it. Here's another one with the Stitch So Sweetly, I believe. This one is from Betsy, Stampin' with Betsy, someone who's in the swap group of business builders. And so there you go. That's another way to look at doing this. Very simple. And I recently did a StazOn sample to show people how to use StazOn ink on window sheets. So I've stamped uh, the image twice on the window sheets and then put some pattern paper behind and just added some ribbon. So just another way. You have to use a stays-on ink and let it sit to dry because it's a slippery surface with a window sheet. That's just another thing you can do with it. Now, I believe this bundle is on back order at the moment, but it will come back, not to worry. It also features this gorgeous paper that was on Tamara's card earlier that you can see just flows so beautifully here. So that's that one. Now we're going to go over to page 76. And on the bottom left, Forever Grapevine. This is another one that was on my wish list. And that was because I love this vine. So you can die cut out the vines. Just going to grab it here. Here's the stamp set and the dies. It doesn't match up, so you're not taking this die and cutting it out of this stamped image. Okay, the stamped image is separate. What you are getting dies that match is this label and this piece of the vine here. But you can just cut this out of paper. It has lots of texture to it. What I did for this card here was I stamped the vine so one way, and then I turned it around and stamped it the other way, and it basically joined up at the four corners. And you can see here it's just a little bit of overlap. And then I was showing how to do the spotlight technique, which meant I didn't have to color the whole thing, and um, just did some coloring on those pieces there. And It's Your Time to Shine is just beautiful for a spotlight card. Love the greeting on that one. So yeah, so here's another one that you'll see more of from me because I just gotta get playing with it. All right, move these out the way. There's never enough room on this table. Ooh, there they go flying. Let's see, what's next for us to see? Forever Grapevine, we saw Flowers of Friendship, which is on page 79. 78 and 79 here. This is another bundle with a beautiful flower punch. I did this in a class as well. And actually, yeah, Turtles is this month, I think. And then this was the May class. So one big, huge flower. And then these two here, which I'm going to use on one of our cards, punch out here as do the leaves. Lots of lovely greetings, and it's a punch. So it's very reasonable, $47.50. Here's a couple of quick cards that I've done with it. Okay. And we're going to have to pick up the pace because I see I'm running a little behind. And then this one here with more just using the large one. All right, we're just about done this catalog portion. Then we're going to move on to the card. And then this one here I wanted to highlight was Bloom Where You're Planted. It's the Plentiful Plants stamp set and dies. I haven't even opened mine. I'm doing a class tomorrow with this, with another demonstrator. But here's a couple cards I received in the mail in a swap. This is from my team member Lee Merner. Look at that. We've got macrame. We're back to what we've done before. And then this card from my friend Diane Hutchinson in Alberta. It is a different type of card, and she calls it what did she? I read this up. Triple point card. So it is about a 4x4, 4 1/4, I guess. It's 4 1/4 by 8.5 card base, and then this floats up, and you've got the points like that with that paper that matches. It's very cool. So I may have to get an idea on how to make that one. Okay. Just moving along here. And I think we have one or two more on this stop before we move on. Count on Me, page 82. Here it is with these cute little animals. So again, this was one I had to have, right? Because it's got animals on it. And I did a couple of cards here with this set for my display because one day people are going to come over and see my display. I know they are. Here's the little koalas. And the count on me, through thick and thin, count me in. And that's using the elegant die and punch and then switching it around a little bit to use both ends. And then the cute little bear, I've got your back. Perfect greeting for that. And then this is the bark embossing folder. You'll see those when you get to the embossing folder section. And then let's see, over the page, we've got Tidings of Christmas. So you're going to see we have a Christmas section in here starting on page 88. We have most of the items in here are going to be stamp sets and dies that we had in the fall catalog and just a few new ones. So this is one of the new bundles with stockings and stars, dies, and stamp sets. And it has this gorgeous paper. I have a sampling of the paper here to give you an idea of the colors. Flip this one out around. So it's got your Misty Moonlight, Soft Succulent, Sahara Sand, Cherry Cobbler, Evening Evergreen. So when you see paper packs in the catalog, there'll be a list below of the colors. This really helps if you love that paper. This helps you know what ink pads you need to coordinate, what ribbons, what embellishments, and cardstock so that you can go ahead. We've learned over the years that if you just pick a paper pack, you can get creating very quickly that way. And then the last one for this tour, because we got to move on, is Evergreen Elegance on page 91. Oops. Did I go by it? I did. Evergreen Elegance. It is, we've got Evening Evergreen paper, Evergreen Elegance. It is a stamp set that I'm going to use in my first Christmas card class, which will be Christmas in July. I know it's hard to believe, but it has a border punch that does a bunch of trees. This is a cool thing, I think. And I made a couple cards with it, but here's one of the ones I wanted to show you. It's showing this technique I'm going to show you on the last card that we make, and that is the embossing folder on one layer, some ribbon, and a greeting, and that's all there is, plus the dragging technique that I'm going to show you later on. Okay, let's put the catalog away. Let's get stamping. Oh no, don't go too far. If you know me, you know I don't have a lot of space here. It seems like I do, but I do not. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. This card is the pansy card. So if you like pansy petals and you like pansies, this is your card. I die cut the pieces out here that I used for this card to pull it together. That's a die. They're all dies. I did two of this one, and it's rounded edges, but everything else was a single cut. And it also features the stitched greenery die. This is a single die, and it does seem like it'd be a very expensive investment. I think it's $39. I'll have to see when we get into the catalog, but look at the stitch detail on that layer. I mean, really, that is just amazing. So I'm actually going to pull all the pieces out and grab the die cutting machine because we need to cut some pieces and get them going. Once again, I've used, with the exception of the little dot here for the center of the flower, I've used the window sheets, and I've got it pretty much prepped, kind of prepped. Okay, so here are all the dies we need from the set. We're going to do, on this one, let's not get confused, this is the new Fresh Freesia, and we're going to put the big flower on that. Just going to peel this off the backing sheet. I'm going to place that on here, like so. And you want to kind of cut those adhesive sheets a little bit smaller than you need. It just makes it go a little bit easier. And so you don't end up with glue everywhere. While we're at it, we're going to run two things through at the same time. So we need 3 of the dies here. Okay, these are our new adhesive sheets, and I'm not as comfortable using them and getting the pieces apart with my nail. The other ones had sort of a tab end you could work with, so I apologize for having all thumbs here. Okay, and so then, whoops, on this one we're going to cut out this and this and this. These are the edges to the leaves. I should put this over so you can see it, right? That would be better. There we go. Oops. Without dropping stuff on the floor. Okay. So I'm going to run those through at the same time. Oop. It wiggled on me. Just a second. I kind of cut the paper a little bit shy. There we go. Trying to be frugal. Okay. And I'm going to show you a really quick way to release the dies, which I hope the magic happens as it works as it always works for me. Oh, see, that came out just like butter. But if they don't come out easily out of the dies, if you just drop them, they usually just pop right out. There we go. And I need another one of those, don't I? And when they don't, because of course that would work on my other table, but not on this table, just poke them out. So there's that and that. Those are the dark ones. This is the Evening Evergreen, so the darker shade of the two greens. And then don't need that one anymore. And then on the Fresh Freesia, I need 2 of this one. So line up 1 to go there. So if you have your full size cut and emboss machine, of course you can get more on the plate, right? But this is just means I don't have to stand up. It's a little bit easier. Everybody still out there with me? Haven't seen comments for a little while. Just checking in. But you're probably thinking, how can she do that? Can she do 2 things at once? Maybe. Don't need that one anymore. Don't need this one anymore. Now we've got this one done. And then it'll just be a quick assembly once we get our pieces all cut. Back to this. And then while I'm at it, this is the piece for the little yellow dot that goes on. You're keeping us pretty busy. I know, flipping through this, making notes, I know. Get 3 at a time. So I had some left over from the last card I did. Don't need that. And then the darker of the purple. So this is Highland Heather. Working with my Fresh Freesia. Still there. I'm glad. Thanks, Vicki. I should have added these on ahead of time. Note to self. There we go. And there's a piece of blue somewhere. There's a piece of blue of navy, of course. There it is. And of course, if you've been here, you know how dark the floor is and how something goes down there, I'm not likely to find it again. Good heavens. So I'm going to talk while I'm doing this as well, do some multitasking here. Can she do that? She can. just a few reminders that, so this is my launch, and of course we take orders at all times of the year, and we take orders in all denominations, whether you have a big order or a little order. But I wanted to point out that if you're placing a minimum $60 order, then you will receive the supplies to make this card. So I will cut them out for you and get them to you. So you'll get them for all 3 cards that we're doing tonight. How great is that? And so there's a perk for that. Let me see. I've got these done, these done, these done. I'm just down to these 2 and the little one. Okay. We need, so for this, where's that little cheat sheet? We need 1 of the big ones and 2 of the small ones. So the big one fits like that. Look at how judicious I was with my paper, right? And probably a little more so than I needed to. Let me show you how to be frugal. But how many of us have scraps that we want to be sure that we use up, right? Exactly. Another way I know that I'm using the adhesive sheets to show you, but when you're using, say, the Tombow liquid glue to add die cuts onto things, one of the things I use is a sponge and my craft sheet. So I'll lay my piece on the craft sheet and I'll dip a sponge in the glue and go around it like this, and that adds glue, but not everywhere. It's good for adding glue in some spots, but not everywhere. So you get a little bit more out of that. There we go. So these are ready to go, and I need 3 of those. No. Yes. I need 1 of the big ones and 2 of the small ones. I'll post that picture of the template too, so that you know, if you're getting your own, what pieces you need. It just makes life easier. And if you go forward and you go back, that'll help your dies come out a little bit better too. There's the green. I need 1 more of that and 1 more of this. Do you remember those days when you'd come to my house for a class and I would get you to go up and cut your own die cuts? This is why. Everybody getting to do a little bit at the table. And I think that's one of the awesome things about the new small die cutting machine, the mini, is that that'll be able to be on the table and people will be able to easily do their die cuts without having to get up. Because I mean, let's face it, who wants to get up? Okay, I think we're down to the last little bit here of what we need to cut, and then we're good. Okay, let's move this guy out the way. Ambitious card, perhaps. Oh, it didn't quite cut through. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we have all our lovely bits and pieces ready to go. You need to look, I think Frugal's your superhero name. Aw, thanks. Thank you, Joni, for still being here. I know, it's my Scottish background. I don't think I can get away from it no matter what I do. I'm frugal at work, I'm frugal at home. It's the way we get along, right? Alrighty, I promise you this is the fun and easy part. There, we got all the pieces. All right, so we're going to start with our largest petal, and we're going to grab this piece and peel off the backing. You're working on some cards, Allison, from a long time ago. Well, good. You're actually working on them. That's awesome, because it's so amazing how we just put stuff away and then it gets forgotten. All right, so with that sticker, It does go on a little bit easier. This is just adding all of the lovely layers to it on the dies. Now, the stamp set by itself is a multi-step stamp set, and you can definitely create beautiful pansies, as I think I showed you with some of the flowers on the cards. You can just do some gorgeous stuff with that. And if stamping is your thing and you like that, this I like for the fact that I can add lots of dimension to my cards. All right, how do these go together? Well, there's this part here, and then you glue this on. You know how pansies are. They're not really symmetrical. They're just all a little bit different in shape. Just looking for my glue. There we go. So I'm going to put a little glue in these little end pieces on the front. And then I'm going to glue them into place behind like so. And then this one like so. And then I'm going to add the blue in the middle. This is the color of one of the ones that Stacy had in her sample box, and I liked the colors that she chose and decided to go with it. So then this kind of goes here for that center, and I think I've lost that cute little yellow piece that goes in the center. It was here on the tip. There it is. A little dot of glue. Actually, I won't even need it because I've got some glue peeking out there. Just put that on there like that. Now we assemble the leaves, the big one on the big one and the little ones on the little one. Again, just peel your little backings off. Easily, right? Well, we all need a superpower, right? I've seen those posts lately. If you were a superhero, what would your name be, or what would your superpower be? I think one of the nicest ones I read was being kind. And I noticed that was kind of a topic this morning on the radio on my way into work about when you're eating out, because now you're finally able to go into a restaurant and eat, well, on a patio. And you're going to have these amazing servers who have been dying to serve you and get back to work. And remember to tip them and be kind to them as they're figuring out new processes. And for some restaurants, it's people who haven't been in for a very long time. And I know when we go out to eat, that's what we're going to be thinking. We're not going to do it right away because we don't really think we need to just yet. But so I'm going to put some on the back of there. So just following the same pattern that I have. One's going to go up here. Oops, one's going to go down here. And then this one's going to go with it. So have the large and the small kind of connected, and then glue them down in the bottom. And that's how that's going to fit on my card. Oh yeah, it's just a little bit off, a little bit different. Okay, and then to do this piece with the large die, oh, I did not think about the fact that this may not fit through the mini. So give me one sec. Through the magic of television. Well, I got a good, much needed get up from the table stretch. Haha, here we go. So grab my card base. I'm going to hold off on doing the greeting on this card because I think you know how to stamp a greeting. And this just gorgeous stitching, I'm going to glue it down. This is probably one of the dies that you want that stitched edge up versus some dies where you can use one side or the other. And add a few dimensionals on this. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. There we go. That one come off. There we go. And there's our pretty pansy. I got a little bit of glue on there. Okay, I can't leave it unfinished. Let's just grab the greeting, which is from the Tansy set, a little hello from me to you, on a very thin strip, and then some fresh freesia. So when you do these cards at home, you'll need to provide your greetings and your inks and your glue, of course. But I'll do the die cutting of the other pieces and have them there for you. Okay, so there's that stamp. Done. Trim it off. Slide it in. And off it goes. I could actually flag the end, but I think I'm going to put it in there real quick. And voila, a little hello from me to you. What a lovely card this would be to receive in the mail. Okay, so there's that one. I hope that inspires you to enjoy this and add this one to your collection, because it is beautiful, and there's so much more we're going to be able to do with it. Okay, 8:25. I really appreciate you hanging with me. I'm going to double check that I haven't missed anybody. April, you've joined us. I'm going to put your name in for the draw. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody else. Everyone else is still in the draw. I'm going to draw for Prize Patrol. Just looking up, making sure that everyone's in. Yep, everyone should be in. And this time, the person's going to take home the Bumblebee trinkets. So these go with that suite, I believe. And it is a set of 20 metallic bumblebees. All right, and the winner is way at the bottom here. And the winner is Rena. There you go. So Rena, are you on? It's important that you be here. You have to be here to win. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to get on and make a comment. All right. Okay. Okay, a couple quick ways to go about stamping with me if you want to, and if you have some time, is I have Mystery Card Monday. So if you like this kind of stamping, Mystery Card Monday is where I post some different a layout, and then you join me live on Facebook Live, and we do some cards together. I'm going to do a little bit of a quicker on our third trip through the catalog. And this is our next stop is the Expressions in Ink Spot by the Water. There we go, my little play on words. This is on page 96, the Expressions in Ink. Oh, hi, Rena, great. I'm so glad that you're there with us. Artistically inked bundle. It is absolutely stunning. And I have many, many cards, but I want to show you this one. Actually, two. These two show it off really, really well. My team member Wendy made this one with the gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Now, a word about the paper. I already have some on back order for customers, so it's not available to the end of June. So popular, but stunning. And this catalog's good for a year. So, like, if you've got a wish list, don't have to get it all in the first month. And then these are the dies that go with it. And then here's a similar card, a different form of the paper, a different pattern of the paper, and a different way to use this greeting here. And then the little dies that go with. And this is from Dana Hancock, a person who did a swap with me. So just some gorgeous quick cards I just want to show you. This one's from Glenda Mollett. This one's from, I don't know. Oh, that's right. This is one I got with the contour dies, and she didn't have her information on there, unfortunately. And then this is one my friend Diane Hutchinson in Alberta did, and this one shows the beautiful stitched so sweetly, and then all the in colors down here. Awesome. All right, our next page spot is, oh, you're welcome, is over on page 99, All Things Fabulous. I feel like that's not quite right. Sorry, it's on the page 98, Color and Contour. So these are the dies that I've kind of been talking about. They're very similar to the Stitch So Sweetly, except they've got some dots on them and some scalloped edges this way. I don't have these ones yet, but boy, oh boy, are they ever pretty. So that's what this last one was actually. And so I just wanted to highlight this. I mean, who needs another floral stamp set? Maybe you don't, but you might just need those dies down there because they are quite pretty. All right, let's head on over to page 104, the hand penned suite. And here is the stamps that we used on the first card, and it's matching set of dies. I did another couple of cards with this one, or I have a couple of other cards to show you. This is using our white ink and coloring it in with a white watercolor pencil, a very different soft lace look. And it's just using the stamp straight on. And here are some that other people have shared with me. This one from Caroline Marion, and it is using some blocking and our ink colors, more ink colors. Another French card from Jacinthe Gauthier, and this is the same with using the DSP in different strips and blocking techniques. So just some really pretty cards with this one. I love how it's so soft. Our next stop is this page here. Okay, page 106 and 107. I just want to point this out. This butterfly is one big stamp, but all the dies have the full stamp that cuts them all out, but also has individual dies to do the butterfly. So if you don't have butterflies yet, here are some leftovers I have. This is an awesome set for you. So the big stamp, the big die that will cut them all out, fits over like that, and then all these individual dies. And then here's a card that was made by Rebecca Wheeler and shared with me with that big, huge, beautiful butterfly. Wonderful, wonderful look. I really like it. Okay, and then on the same page is another large background stamp called Daisy Garden. Who doesn't like daisies in their garden? These are beautiful. One big stamp. Now, people have asked me, how am I going to use this? Well, we have a block you can purchase, but you can also do this so much more easily. If you take it out of the case and you put it down on your scratch paper, ink it up, then you can take your ink pad and literally ink it up over top, and then place your layer on top and press with your hand. As long as you're on a nice firm surface, that's going to work just great for transferring the ink to it. And you don't really need to invest in the big block unless you feel you have a use for it with a lot of other techniques. But I think this is a nice way to get the stamp set without worrying about the extra cost of the block. Or if you have a Stamparatus, that is perfect for it. So with this one, I did a little technique where I inked it up and then I took another ink color and with a sponge dauber added more colors over it and just sparkled it up with more of the butterflies because I got to have that one. And this one's from my friend Sue Phillip, who did some embossing on that big one and added a flower and some paper and greeting just to finish it off. And you don't need any ribbon on this card. It is just perfect as it is. This set over here, Garden Birdhouses on 107, is kind of cute. Sue also did this one, this card, and there it is, just hanging from the tree branch. A little hello. If you like these greetings, that's a little bit different, a little bit more like it's done by pen, that may suit you. And here's that stitched die again that I used just recently. Okay, I think we're going to pause here. There are a few other things I want to share with you, but in the meantime, I want to get back to finishing our class. So here's our third and final card, and this is going to mess up the space. Do not let the box of stuff frighten you. Okay, this is a simple yet very effective technique. I'm going to use one of the pieces that I've already embossed up, but I'm going to show you basically how you do it. This is a new die, a new embossing folder, and it is called Pretty Flowers, I believe. It is a thinner one. It's not a thick thick 3D one. So when you're using your embossing machine, you're going to need the two plates to run it through. And once I embossed it, then I took some ink pads. And on this one in particular, on the sample, my first color was pale papaya, and then I ran over it with soft succulent, and then I used polished pink. And that's how I got this lovely color combination on this card. This was my favorite in the way that, in the colors that I chose. Didn't plan it out too much. This one here was fresh freesia, then soft succulent, and then polished pink. So it's a much darker color. This one was a little bit lighter, fresh freesia, soft succulent, evening evergreen, and polished pink. And then the last one, so I did a bunch of these to try them out, was a pale papaya, fresh freesia, evening evergreen, and polished pink. So I'm going to pull those ones out. I'm going to actually do this one that I did with my sample. And I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. So I've got pale papaya, soft succulent, and polished pink. I'm going to emboss this with the embossing folder. Take a moment to stretch, talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Miss me? Okay, here it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful all on its own. Yeah, I like those birdhouses too. Okay, this is just gorgeous all on its own. So this is the messy technique. I want to move stuff out of the way so I don't make a mess everywhere. So I'm going to start with the lightest color ink pad. That's so I don't transfer anything to it. So you take your ink pad. You can do this with our older style ones, but just when you're doing it with the newer style ones, you want to be dragging it. It's called the dragging technique, and you want to be dragging from this thinner edge. So down here where you have the part that you pull to open and close, and I put my sticker in there so I know when it's open what color it is, you want to be using this thinner edge, and we're literally going to drag it across the embossed image. Now the more deeper an embossing you get, the easier it is for it to stay on top of the card. And the heavier hand you go with, the darker the colors. So everyone's going to be different. Every card's going to turn out differently. But I'm aiming to get this piece here across the card, like that. It's not a thing that you want to start and stop. Once you go down and go across, you want to pretty much finish that sweep. Okay, so there is one pass with pale papaya. And I'm going to take soft succulent. And I mean, you can play with the colors definitely how you like, but I just was working only within colors for this presentation. Pretty much there, except for the one garden green, and so it was great that these actually worked well together. My next color is the new soft succulent. Same thing, going to run it across, turn it over, run it across. I think maybe I need a little bit more there. You don't want to get too heavy-handed. Less is more. We're going to go back if we need to. And then the last one's polished pink. If I use the freesia, see how much pinkier it kind of is. So this one here, again, we're using this edge and we're kind of aiming for that first 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch to touch. There we go. And whoop, I barely touched that one. There we go. All right. What do you think? Is this not cool? Yeah, messy. Absolutely messy. But look, can we just talk about, I have like glue pieces on me. There is no ink on those hands. I mean, that's pretty good. I feel like I need a little green here though, don't you think? So I'm going to grab the soft succulent. I'm going to take another little pass at it. It's easier to go this way. This is where you want to kind of meld the colors a little bit. Barely touching. Okay, yeah, I like that. way better. Still no ink on the fingers. That's pretty impressive. And that's not really a big, huge mess. Small mess, but not a big, huge mess. All right, let's flip it over. And we're going to finish off the card. Let's see, what else do we have in this little bag of goodies here? Okay, we've got a polished pink card base. And I'm going to place this on top of my evening evergreen. Now I started with a quarter sheet of the cardstock so that I could cut it down, and the reason for that is I knew it would not line up perfectly in the embossing. So I want to cut this down to 3 3/4. So I'm going to do like 3 7/8 or 3 and a bit. 3 3/4 by 5. You can do whatever. You can do it in, cut it in segments, whatever is your desire. But I'm just going to cut off some of that excess that was kind of obvious I was not fully on it. Okay. Now that it's cut down, I'm going to place it on this layer here. So where is the adhesive? Et voila. Don't know why I'm switching to that, but there you go. There we go. And then put this on the evening evergreen. I wanted to show you in action all the different colors of the ink colors. And then I've got some evening evergreen ribbon that I'm going to just tie around here. I just eyeball it. Obviously I need more when I'm doing a bow. And I'm just going to do a knot. This stuff ties quite beautifully. It's sheer and soft to work with. And then just trim off the edges. Take a look up to see if we got any comments. Thanks, Allison. Yeah, this is such a neat and simple, cute technique, right, Vicki? Yeah, it's something different, right? Okay, and so now that I've got the ribbon on, now I can put my dimensionals on. Because if you don't, well, then your ribbon goes around the inside and you're kind of wasting some. So, you know, frugal beans that I am, got to get that inside there. Okay, take the glue, the backs off, pop this down on here. A great extra way to use your ink pads. Now, if you're like me, you've got an extra streaky part there, don't worry, it'll sort itself out. And then I've got a tag. This is from the new TaylorMade tags. This is a set of dies that you can have that don't come with a stamp set specifically, but it's all kinds of dies. And so then all different sizes, different ends. There are some 3 little circles that you might want to put on the end here. And then there's some sort of, I don't even know it's a letter D, really, that you can put on the edge there. I didn't get too carried away with those. I'm going to do the stamping. I'm using Inspiring Thoughts. This is the stamp set that comes with the bundle with these absolutely gorgeous trees. But the stamp set I'm going to use is Thinking of You on Your Special Day. That's the stamp. And I'm going to use polished pink because I don't think I've used that as a color tonight. I've got some flowers here too. I always have so much I want to share with you, so many different products to kind of show you how much fun they are to play with. Oh, yes, you want to think about the tag and which way it's going, so you stamp the greeting right way up. Just a little safety tip there. Okay, oh wow, that went on pretty evenly. Usually I stamp and then die cut it, but that worked out well. Oh, I'm going to keep the ink out because I'm also going to show you how to do the flowers. So these are from Flowers of Friendship, and it has the punch here. So you'll notice that this big flower goes up and down, so that's the way you want to stamp it. And then I can stick it in here. All 4 petals go in the same direction, so it doesn't matter which one's in which quadrant. Get some extra just in case I goofed up. And then we need one from down here. So we'll clean off the stamp. And grab the other one. And this one to go in, it's going to go straight down. I don't want to waste too much, and it's kind of with the petals on the sides. Just going to kind of get a sense of where I want to put it. Keep that one later, so go there. Ink her up. And again, the 4 petals are the same size each one, so it doesn't matter if you have which one is facing up for the punch, if that makes sense. Okay, that's it for the ink. This one's a much quicker one once you learn that really cool technique, right? Get this stamped stuff out of the way, clean it out of the way. And then these just can layer onto each other. Put a little bit of liquid glue or a glue dot to hold those in place. Hey, you get in there. Okay, and then a little dimensional to pop it up. Oops, it's a little awkward. Okay, and I need dimensionals on these too. And then we're going to make it look like it all went together and was glued all together, but you know, we're going to get this, whoop, a little bit over a little. It needs to go over a little bit. Ooh, okay, there we go. And then this can go on here, and we need a little dot or something. I have something in here. What do I have for some kind of embellishment? Here they are. Nope, that's not them. Interesting. I think we'll just reach down and grab the In Color Jewels again and pop this on here, because I think that's what I used, was the Evening Evergreen. Woo! There we go. How about that for a bright card, right? Cool new technique. Something for you to learn and apply. There we go. Give that a little haircut, and we're good. All right, that's our 3 cards. Yeah, the colors are so bold and bright, right? I love them. All righty. Well, I do think it's time for another prize patrol. This time, I have these, and I want to talk a little about them. They're called the Loose Flower Flourishes. There are 60 in here, and there are 3 different colors. They're pale papaya, fresh freesia, and this polished pink. Okay, when I first saw them in the catalog, I thought they were fabricy. That's the feel I got from them. And so they're not. They're plastic, but they make a lovely, lovely little embellishment on there. And you get a lot. You get 60 of them. So let us do a prize patrol. Make sure we got everybody in. No one's joined that I missed. Grab this. See what we have in here. One out. Farah! Congratulations, Farah. Are you there? Are you still with me? Speak up. Let us know you're here. So at this point, it's Farah's. I'm going to post pictures of those projects, and I'm going to just do another little recap of the last few pages of the catalog. When you flip it open to page 122, you're going to see all of our color collections. This is where you'll find the numbers for the cardstock, ink pads, refills, and combo blends if you're wanting to get some blends. Our basics are over here. This is the black, vanilla, white, bronze, and ivory for the and lifter for the blends. And the ink colors are all down here. Over the page a couple, and you will see our coloring tools here. I mentioned Desiree's card with some of our new masks. Masks are very inexpensive, $11 for 4 patterns, and you can go ahead for designs, and you can use them over and over again with inks, with blending brushes, with sponge daubers. Just wash them off and you're good to go. Oh, fair, good. Then this is the pièce de résistance. Pages 130 onward is all of our gorgeous papers. Now I've also got what's known as a paper share available. That's where you get 6x6 sheets of all of the large papers. So these everything on 131 to 133 plus the Your Peach and plus the in color. You get 130 6x6 squares. So you're getting a sampling of every one for $62. This can't count towards your $60 order to get the anything else, because this is something I'm doing separate. Your $60 order needs to be a catalog, something I buy for you, order for you through the catalog. But this is a share that I'm offering. It's a great way to get a nice smattering. So let me know if you're interested in that. Also, ribbon and trim. We have some beautiful new ribbons this year. I'm also doing a ribbon share, and I actually have a sample. I have a Lynn's package right here of how my ribbon share looks. So there are, I think, 14 different ribbons. There's 2 yards of each except for this vellum in mint macaron. This is 1 yard, but everything else is 2 yards of each. And I put them together like this for you, and it's $36 for this package. If you're on my team, there's a different price because you get a perk for being on my team. But that is the cost, and that's what you get. Again, that doesn't count towards your $60 get free things for. Those are just separate ribbon shares. Then you've got your embellishments, all different kinds of new things. And then one last thing I really wanted to point out is this here on page 147, we're putting together these in the bundles. They're showing the bundle price with the actual punch. Okay, so for example, you get save 10% when you get the Elegantly Said as a bundle, the stamp set and the punch. You can either buy the punch for 24 or get them together for $49.50 and you save 10%. Same with our bundles on dies. There's embossing folders. All our die bundles start on page 157, and you've got the same thing. You see the stamps, a sample made with the stamp set and the dies starting there for all the bundles that are 10% off. So it is a great way, if you're going to get it anyway, to buy the set together. And there are pages of this. And then we have dies on page 162 onward, which are sold pretty much separately or not. They coordinate with other stamp sets maybe, but here's that stitched greenery one I've showed a couple times tonight for $44 on page 165. And that is it, my friends. 5 to 9, that was the goal. I just want to go over a couple of quick reminders. First off, oh yeah, I mentioned this. First off, everything's going to be posted on the Facebook page. And there's a hashtag, so if you want to go to my Facebook page and search for them, you may see them all right there starting at about 8:30 tonight. They're automatically posting. I'm not that good. They have to go out ahead of time, and they will tell you about the ordering, about the specials, about the reminder for the prizes, and over the weekend there'll be reminders for deadlines on the orders. But I wanted to mention this free download to you. Stampin' Up! Is offering this called United Through Creativity Digital Download. What it is a 14, 15-page document. It's available on the web store under specials where the clearance rack is. And you can print this off on copy paper or on cardstock. And there are different languages. So on this page, you'd print the whole page, but there's really just 2 greetings in English. And so these are all about inclusivity amongst the various markets that Stampin' Up! Is represented in. There are illustrations. This one just really has the illustration. The other are different languages. This would be the Canadian one, the True North with that. And you can use these as much as you like. You have to download it yourself. I can't send it to you. Each person needs to download their own. And then the last page, I just wanted to show you this image on the last page, which kind of pulls our different markets together with this image, which you could then cut out as a quarter layer on a card. So I've got to get these going myself and do some cards with these. But it is free download, available until the end of May, or till May next year. So grab it whenever you like and use it as you will. And then I also wanted to mention, what page am I on? This graphic was on the Facebook page. I've added numbers to it in the post that's coming out shortly. And so this would be, give me the answer for number 1, number 2, number 3. Anyway, they're all numbered. And what you need to do is go through your catalog, find out what page they're on, and send me your answers by email. So you all know my email address, so please send that to me that way. It's the easiest way for me to get it, and I will do a draw from amongst those who participate in this. Just a matter of scavenger hunting through your catalog. When you're ready to order, this document will be up on our page as well. Use the host code. I'm encouraging you to use the host code if you shop online. If you shop through me, I will ensure that the host code's applied. That really helps me out. It gives me a chance to pick up the, with the orders, I can use the Stampin' Rewards to get the prizes that are needed. If you spend 60 or more, I'll send you the supplies for all the 3 cards so you can make them at home. And if you have any questions, contact me. The deadline to place your orders from this launch is Sunday. And on Monday, I'll be placing the order in the morning. So I need those in by Sunday. A couple of reminders will come out. Also, if you place a $60 order, you'll get these labels for your catalog. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you about? If you have a really big wish list, and I mean, you know, you got a $110 wish list, your best bet is to join my team. When you buy the starter kit, you can customize it to whatever you want. As an example, if you spend 110 and you add tax and shipping to it, it's going to come to around $130, $135. You can get the starter kit. You can get $165 worth of product for $135. So you're going to spend that money anyway. Why not get more product? And when you join the team, the only commitment is that you have fun and be a happy shopper. If you decide to participate in our group activities, great. If you choose not to, that's fine. You've gotten a good deal. It is the best deal in the catalog. So give it some thought. If you have any questions, let me know. I have lots of fun activities that I do with my team. And then just, you can join and let it go. You can join and be a happy shopper. You can join and be a business builder like me. And then last but not least, we have the host sets. So these items are only available if you host a party. And so tonight's draw, final draw, will be for the Better Places stamp set that I have here. And if you want to have a party, a catalog party or a get together with friends, let me know and we will set something up and I will help you post it all on Facebook or share it with your friends or get you catalogs. I'm just going to grab all of these greetings. Oh yeah, how am I going to do that? Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure that I have everyone back in for this draw. So that's Farrah's second one. If people signed up ahead, they got 2. So I want to make sure your second draws are in here. Rena and Brenda did 2. There's Allison. I needed an assistant, Vicky, to help me with this. There's Rena and then Rena's second one because your one's on your prize over there. This makes lots of sense to me, trust me. And I did Farrah and then Lynn's on here. Got to be here to win. Brenda won one of the prizes, so Brenda's name goes on here. And Lynn's second one because your first one's in there, and same with Gloria. Okay, There we go. That's everybody in there. Thanks, Gloria. This is a draw for the Better Places. I want to thank you all for joining me, and let me know if you have any questions. And let's just do this. So, that's where I needed a kid to help me tonight. Okay, this is the winner of this, and it's Gloria. So congratulations, Gloria. You get the Better Places stamp set. I will put some adhesive on there and remember that this is yours. So thanks again. Have a wonderful weekend and keep well. Bye for now.